First of all, thanks everyone for coming. We had a really cool milestone about an hour ago. We hit 250 registrations today. So that's pretty exciting. I don't know if we'll get 250 people in this space, but thank you all for coming here, coming on time, and hopefully enjoying the content we're about to share with you. Thank you to the Shopify team for setting this up. Without them, none of this would be possible. Thanks for giving us the space, the time, the opportunity. Special thanks to Val and the team for setting all this up. We're really excited to be here. And excited to share what we have with y'all. Thank you to the partners for coming. Some people came as far as Florida, California, Pennsylvania. I'm sure there's other people who traveled in. I know we have a team from Florida also that kind of in here. So thanks if you came from a block away or the other coast. Thank you all for being here. Special thanks to Microsoft for coming another fly in from Florida, also donating Xbox for the raffle that we'll be doing at the end of the event. Despite the picture you may have saw on the event, because I know nothing about Xbox, it's an Xbox Series S. Is that correct? I don't know. The raffles at the end, we're going to have first prize an Xbox Series S, second prize is a $250 Visa gift card, $100 Visa gift card for number 3. If you don't want an Xbox, you can take the second prize. We'll figure it out from there. But yeah, that will be at the end after the event. Lastly, once this session is over, feel free to jump in with any questions. So we'll have a more formal Q&A at the end, so you can save time for questions there, or if you have something that inspires you want to talk about, feel free to shout it out. And we will be having a live audit after the event. So if anyone hasn't signed up that wants to have their brand featured here, we'll literally pull up your account in real time and go through what we can do differently and how we think we can optimize. So if that's something you're interested in, go to the table over there in the corner of the L, and one of our team members will help get you set up. So that's all I have for you. Thank you so much to Matt and Zach for putting all this content together. You're in for a treat to learn a lot about some tricks about how to grow your e-commerce brand. Whether you're a merchant who's already out there or looking to get started, this content is definitely for you. So thank you all, and best of luck.
Cool. All right. Just wanted to say thank you, Matt, for the introduction. We appreciate the opportunity to be speaking here, talking to you guys about a couple different strategies that we have learned when it comes down to e-commerce. We have a couple things to run through with you guys today. We're going to be talking a bit about the product feed. We're going to be talking a bit about first-party data, what you can do with audiences. And then we're going to wrap it up talking about some automation that we can do, both Google, Microsoft, and Meta. Putting everything together is going to help everybody with their e-commerce. And we're going to get a little technical here right off the bat, talking about the product feed. Please hold your questions until the end. If you guys have any questions on any of this technical stuff, you're more than welcome to ask them. We'll answer anything we can for you guys at the end. So, starting off, we're going to talk, like I said, about the product feed. This is going to be the most important thing if you are doing digital marketing and you're doing e-commerce. This is what you need if you want to advertise on any platform. And a lot of people tend to think, okay, I got my product set up, there's nothing really else to do with the product feed. And what we've learned over the past couple of years is that there is a ton that you should be doing with your product feed. So, everyone remembers during the pandemic, we were doing e-commerce, there was quite a bit of a boom, results were really good, and I know a lot of e-com brands that have been chasing that performance ever since. Publicly, there's been some case studies released by brands like Search Engine Land who dug through and found that the vast majority of changes that were happening were being done within product titles, right? More product titles than descriptions, images. Product titles was the key and it was the king. If you had those locked in and set up properly, you were instantly winning on all the different search engines and in social media. Well, since then, the question became, what exactly is a good product title? How do we know if we're setting it up properly? And all the data seems to point back to different attributes, right? It's a combination of things, be it color, be it size, be it whatever is important for your brand. That started becoming the common knowledge, the common understanding of this is what needs to be in your product data, in in your product titles. This past year, with the advent of AI, we have seen a ton of artificially generated headlines, titles, product descriptions, things like that, because people started to figure out this code. They figured out, okay, for clothing, we need to put the brand name first, followed by the size, followed by the color, things like that. AI allowed people to do that in mass across hundreds of thousands of products at once. Now that the playing field is a bit more even, we're really focusing more on audiences, so we'll talk a little bit about audiences and the future. But for right now, I want to make sure that we're all on the same page when it comes down to product feeds and what we need to have in there. So when it comes down to product titles, I encourage everybody to do this in your own vertical. Do a Google search, do a Microsoft search, see what everybody is appearing for. There are multiple brands, multiple sellers here of the same product, but you'll notice that they're all pretty much in the same order. They all start out with Nike, and it's Air Jordan, followed by the color, right? You start to see a little bit of a pattern. And what we found is that product titles, product descriptions, it's a lot less of unique, trying to be a marketer, and a lot more formulaic. So within each industry, we always say to do your research. Every vertical is going to be different. If you are selling, let's say in auto, for example, specific car mounts, you want to have the make and the model that fits for directly in the product type. That is one of the most important things to have. For electronics, you want to make sure you have the exact model number that your stuff fits for. You don't want people having to click to your website to find out if their case is going to fit their Samsung versus an iPhone. You want to have that directly in the product. So as far as cracking that code, it is a little self-taught. Unfortunately, you can't just slap them into ChatGPT just yet and ask it, hey, what attributes is this? It does require a little bit of critical thinking, but that's where we encourage everyone to come up with their own formula, come up with their own algorithm, I guess you could say, of what is important in your industry. Besides product titles, there are some other attributes that are also pretty important. Not as important as your product titles, but you can still make sure that these are touched up. It's going to help your rankings, won't hurt you in any way. So as far as descriptions, you want to mimic a lot of the information you're putting in your titles. You just want to have it in a sentence format as opposed to just everything blurted out. You can keep your selling points simplified in a bulleted list. That would work great. And just in general, as long as you hit those selling points, hit those attributes, that continues to reinforce to the machine, reinforce to the algorithm that you should be ranking higher, and this is the right product that people are looking for. Also important is the GTIN, manufacturer part number, or unique identifier, right? This is a little bit of a different identifier depending on what platform you're on, but what it essentially links back to is it makes sure that if you're selling Nikes like we showed in the previous slide, that your item matches back to the directory, matches back to the manufacturer, and could even pull images that you yourself have not uploaded. So pretty important there. It also helps to just gather any information you may be missing. It has been known to edit descriptions in the past on Google, so always worth making sure that that's in there and updated. We also have images. People tend to think, okay, throw my product image up, we're good to go. Typically, I see a lot of blurry photos out there. I see a lot of they're not transparent or it has text on it. You want to make sure that the product images that you're uploading to your feed are just that. Make sure it's just the product images. The last thing that I want to talk about really quickly is the category or the taxonomy. You need to make sure that this is filled out properly. If anyone's ever done Google Shopping or been on any of those platforms, those filters to the left, this is what makes sure that you're underneath them. Google has taxonomy beyond just t-shirts. They have men's t-shirts, men's collared t-shirts, right? To make sure that you fall under those filters, you gotta make sure that your taxonomy is filled out, and that goes for any platform, not just Google. So how do we do it? a little bit of a complicated process. The first piece being that you need to review your own data. You need to take a look at which products of yours are performing best. If you don't have a standardized algorithm or mathematical formula for your product titles, you want to take a look and say, well, which ones are performing best then? What do they have that my other products don't? Is it a count on the number of things that you have in there? Is it a size? Whatever that attribute may be, you want to notate everything. You also want to do, like I said, some competitor research, a bit more old-fashioned, click through, check things out. And once you've kind of written it down on paper, then you're ready to get to work. And the work is actually inputting that math into something like GPT, some sort of AI. It tends to help if you have tons and tons and tons of products. You can upload your products feed, and it's able to put those together for you. Now, you could update these things independently inside of Google in Google Merchant Center, Microsoft in their Merchant Center, on Facebook in their Commerce Manager. But our recommendation is to just do it in Shopify. If you do it in Shopify, update your products one time, you don't have to go back and keep doing it every new platform. You can find consistency, you can find what works. So we suggest doing it in Shopify, taking care of it there, just kind of launching it, making it easy. Okay. The other thing is, this is a hack that works on all platforms. Doesn't have to be just the big three. It could be Reddit, it could be Amazon. And once you've kind of opened your eyes to this, I hate to say it, digital marketing, e-commerce kind of gets ruined a little bit. You start in your own daily shopping, seeing these formulas, seeing the math behind it, and saying, okay, let's scroll down a little bit. These guys are just using auto-generated headlines. So it works across all platforms. Like I said, once you do it in Shopify, it's easy to upload that feed across the board. It's easy enough. All right. So we're going to be talking a little bit now about audience uploads and about first-party data. Now, first-party data is super important, especially as privacy laws get passed in the EU, and companies like Google and Microsoft and Facebook all have to follow those rules here. It impacts us as digital marketers on a daily basis, what happens with privacy laws. Because of that, one platform may have an in-market audience that is not available on another platform. Your audiences may get lost because you're trying to work within their confines. Not if you use your own first-party data. Using your own first-party data means that you can guarantee that consistency across their data. So just some quick misconceptions. You can go deeper than website visitors and product viewers. We can go as deep as multi-time buyers, top 20% of spenders, people who spend more time on the website. You can set these audiences up to automatically poll, so that way it's automatically filling them as users reach those different pages and things like that. And you can use those same audiences across multiple platforms. It's accepted in Microsoft, it's accepted in Google, it's accepted in Meta. You might have to change up some columns and move them around, but working with Excel sheets is part of what we do. So as far as some can'ts, there really isn't much you can't do with your own data, with your own audiences, right? The big no-no is really the medical field. It doesn't matter what platform you're on, medical takes a hit, they're not able to use first-party data. Outside of that, you just can't really upload data that's not yours. I hear all the time from my clients, hey, someone reached out with an email list, 500,000 users, you pay however much to be able to upload that, add that to my account. And our recommendation is just don't do it. You don't know how engaged those users are. Those 500,000 users aren't familiar with your brand. How can you guarantee that they are? How can you guarantee that they're going to perform as well as something like people who have added to your cart, purchased from you in the past, and things like that? So when it comes down to digging a little bit deeper, like I said, this can be done on all platforms. You want to try and aim beyond just those website visitors. I see account after account after account where they say, my remarketing is set up, I'm targeting anyone who hits my website. That's not remarketing. That's just anybody at all who has visited your website. There's no proof that those users are engaged. They could have just fat fingered to your website. They could be part of your bounce rate, things like that. So just in general, some that we suggest, specific product viewers. If you're trying to upsell somebody, they've purchased product A, you want to get them to purchase products B and C, which are, let's say, accessories, you can do that. You can say, give me any email of purchasers of product A who have not purchased products B and C. You can do email uploads, you can do a lot. And because Shopify captures all of this information, for example, let's take that auto example again. We only sell 4 specific accessories. Well, you can go into your audience list, segment it, by that column, we only want 4 users. Pull that out, throw it into Google, Microsoft, whatever it may be, and now you have a targeted campaign just for 4 users. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy, and it's your own data. You know that these users are, in fact, 4 users because they've purchased a product and asked for it. All right, so as far as using Shopify as a source, it is pretty straightforward and really, really easy. Shopify has made it incredibly useful and quick. What you can do, you go under customers, you go under the segments menu, and you can actually select from pre-existing templates, things like customers who used to purchase from us frequently, who no longer do so. And the formula of it is a little boring. I won't bore you guys with the, made a purchase last 30 days plus did not, whatever. But the templates take care of it for you. You're able to just click a button, set a date range, and move on. Easy enough. So once you do those offloads, you can immediately turn around, take that and your product feed and upload it right back into Microsoft, Google, or Meta. So I'm going to actually hand things over here to Zach, the head of our ecom team, to bring us into modern age, talk about automation a little bit.
All right, thanks folks for the warm welcome. Excited to chat with y'all about the age of automation. How to combine your feed and audiences within a campaign. So we're going to get a little platform specific. Alright, so start off with Google Performance Max. We're going to take a look at how Google Performance Max has changed that landscape for shopping. So Performance Max is everything, everywhere, all at once. It's a comprehensive campaign type that allows advertisers to reach audiences with customers across multiple Google channels, just with a single campaign type. So Performance Max became available in November 2021. And a lot of us were a little apprehensive in using it internally, just based on the lack of reporting that it had. But then, sure enough, about a year around this time ago, Smart Shopping was sunset. And Smart Shopping was forced upgraded to Performance Max. So these upgraded Smart Shopping campaigns are not necessarily complete in terms of assets, signals, and content. And this is something we see very frequently when auditing accounts. So extremely important if we do see that setting within your Performance Max campaign that was upgraded from a Smart Shopping campaign, that those asset signals are implemented and your content is being filled out, such as your headlines and descriptions. So like I was saying, launch PMax brought some concerns. There's lack of visibility in metrics at that placement level. So shopping placements, they showed and still show CPCs, ROAS, cost per conversion, all that, those good metrics. But search, display, and YouTube lack these metrics. You can only see the campaign level metrics or the shopping metrics. So since launching, Google's been updating their reporting and adding some visibility. Yay. So that includes asset group reporting, detailed demographics reporting, search term reporting, brand term exclusion, and a little later on in the presentation, we'll just get into how we can apply all those directly to your targeting campaigns. So, extremely important to keep in mind where you're serving. Performance Max includes search, shopping, YouTube, discovery, feeds, Gmail, and display network. Each of these all have different best practices, and they should be treated as such. So, examples of things that people forget is providing a short video, something that's 30 seconds, and deselecting those automatically created assets in the event that you don't want Google to create a video for you. So that brings me to the next point. Video being important, maybe you're saying to yourself right now, like, my brand, me, I don't have any video content. Not to worry, Google's got you. So, no video, no problem, guys. Google Video Builder is a tool that Google offers that is an excellent user-friendly tool. You don't need to be a graphic designer or editor to leverage it. And there are templates for ease of implementation, features that let you overlay voiceover, transitions, the whole nine. So you could be an advertiser and a video editor and create a video for your performance max campaigns. So one video is certainly better than one. And like I was saying earlier, Google will auto-generate a video if you don't implement one. And I'm not sure how many of you work with clients. Some of the decisions that Google may make for you in your video may not resonate well with the client. You want to edit those yourself. AI makes those decisions and you don't. So ultimately, a really good concept is to use your phone. The video builder tool is available on Apple, so finally, iPhone dominance is good for something. User-generated content, definitely an area that we recommend investing in. It has higher engagement, so take advantage of this. Implement vertical videos within your Performance Max campaigns and your YouTube campaigns, because I guarantee you the majority of your competition right now is not. So you by doing so, you have a leg up just by using this user-friendly video creation tool. Alrighty, so we'll get into some common pitfalls within Performance Max here. So being that PMax is all about automation, it kind of limits your control over most aspects of your campaigns. So it's very important to understand the differences between PMax and the campaign types, so you guys can avoid any of these pitfalls. So first up is the meat and potatoes of your PMax campaign, which is your audience signals. Audience signals are not restricted to what you input as a target, so they work kind of like lookalike audiences on net ads or Facebook ads. And this is why it's important that you use really high quality data sources that are rich and relevant. Avoid leveraging competitors' homepage when you're targeting. So you can create custom segments with Performance Max, and quite often I'll find fellow analysts or audits, accounts that I audit, they're just using the homepage or product page. A really good tip is to use that checkout page, because the majority of those users that are reaching that checkout page are way low in their sales funnel. So you're going to get a better quality data source from a checkout page from the website rather than just their regular home page. Get specific with lead generation targeting. So this one is similar to keyword strategy. So if you want in-store traffic, you're me. It's a simple concept, but one that we found by A/B testing, with simple adjustment, better results at that cost per conversion metric. So hopefully, guys, you just need to educate the algorithm within PMax of who you want to serve, and then that Performance Max campaign will reward you. If not, you're kind of letting it go out on by itself, and eventually they optimize towards the results that you want, but segmenting and being specific with your audience targeting is for sure the way to go. So along those lines, you should be focused on customer segments rather than assets or you should be focused on customer segments or your assets rather than your products. So for example, if you're selling computer parts, and these computer parts are really focused on gaming, you would want to put lifestyle imagery of people working in an office with said computer parts. And Yeah, you'd be surprised at how often you see these types of things within accounts. If you're selling to parents, even if it's just families. Simple concepts, but one that resonate really, really well with audiences. So, Performance Max is a culmination of all best practices from all campaign types. So essentially, ad copy needs to be filled out in fields, consistent capitalization, taken from search. Product listings should be segmented with goals that are directed towards margins or profitability. This concept taken from shopping. The display should include all image formats, in addition to a mix of lifestyle imagery. And then video, of course, should include all formats, and consider implementing those vertical videos with user-generated content, as I spoke about earlier. So, essentially, each asset group needs to have specific products with targeted messaging and relevant audiences, or else you're just kind of letting AI automation lead the way. So ultimately, it's that human guidance along with AI that's going to yield you the results that we're looking for. So a great source of inspiration for your audience strategy is going to be that Insights tab. Leveraging data from campaigns is more important than ever right now. So although Emacs is geared towards automation, there are very useful insights that can be leveraged from a few different areas. I'm happy to go into here. So performance highlights. Performance highlights, they break down your asset performance, so you can understand where your budget is allocating, and then you can make adjustments to reflect said performance. So you're able to easily identify your best performing products. There's reporting available that you're able to segment your results by item ID, category, brand. And we found with SmartSites that having conversations with your clients or your team about results at the item ID level, the category level, are very beneficial, because not all the time is negative results indicating that the target is off. It could be a number of other things. It could be that the shipping price might be off, or the actual price itself is off. There's something broken on the product page, like an image. So being able to identify these different categories in your shopping and notice any irregularities with your data, such as low conversion rate, it can help identify inefficiencies in other areas of your website. Auction insights, another excellent way to inform your audience strategy. Easily identify your top competitors in search and shopping, and then target them within your search segments, or custom segments. By splitting search and shopping data into little buckets and adding them to campaigns accordingly, you're able to specify your target. And lastly here, that search term insights, also extremely useful when determining your targeting strategy. So for those of you who don't know, a search term is what the user actually types in when they are searching for a product or service. And it's best practice to bucket these terms by theme and then target them in your audience signals. So lastly here, we have audience insights. So this report, it identifies your best performing audience segments, and it also compares the percentage of clicks from this audience versus total internet traffic from that audience. So with this being said, implementing your highest performing audience to the appropriate asset group, again, another excellent way that you can inform your audience signals and leverage the automation that Google's algorithm has to offer. All right, so we'll shift gears here a little bit and talk about Microsoft's Performance Max. So yes, Microsoft has a Performance Max solution. Let's dive into some similarities with Microsoft Performance Max and generally as a platform, as well as some differences from that of Google. So first we'll take a look at similarities. Use the same image and product best practices as Google. The audience signal best practices, those all carry over to Performance Max on Microsoft. And also your segmentation can also mimic that of your Google campaigns, which makes for easy implementation. So kudos Microsoft. One of the main differences that Microsoft touts over Google actually is big search and shopping, their audience network, which includes the Windows Start menu, Yahoo, Xbox, and potentially Netflix and Hulu in the future. So that would be some exciting placements for advertisers that wouldn't be necessarily available in Google. So another excellent feature that Microsoft offers is the ability to leverage LinkedIn data. So this one's for you B2B guys. Currently, the LinkedIn audiences, they can only be targeted in search and shopping, but we're confident it will be available in PMAX soon. And again, excellent data source for your B2B clientele or businesses. So, although Google and Microsoft are similar, you're gonna want to optimize these guys separately. Your initial import for Google Ads is fine and dandy, but you're going to need to ensure that you're making changes independently from that of Google Ads. So your data on Microsoft is going to be a lot different. Typically there are less users on Microsoft, which would lead to a lower level of competition, which would lead you to a lower CPC. So a really good advantage that Microsoft has there. But because of that, the data is going to be very different, and its user base is also going to be different demographically from that of Google. So your typical Microsoft user, some Microsoft users are a little bit of a lower age demographic, maybe they're using a computer or work phone that doesn't have Google Chrome on it. So an excellent platform for you to meet additional customers and or users. So with all this being said, absolutely optimize these platforms independently. Although Google data may inform things like audiences, the actual performance will be very different between the two platforms. Alrighty, so I'll be passing the mic back off to Matthew Potash, and he's going to talk to us about not Performance Max, but Meta Advantage Plus. Let's give another warm welcome back up to the stage.
Right, so we're going to wrap things up here pretty quick with Meta talking about their latest products in terms of automation. Their name for it is Advantage Plus, and this is what a lot of the platforms like Reddit are trying to copy. Anything that's social media based, if you're trying to do Pinterest ads, Snapchat ads, anything like that, they're all trying to essentially make a copy of what we see here with Meta Advantage Plus. And so Meta Advantage Plus is their automation, it's their AI tool, and essentially works the same way as both Google and Microsoft. You want to make sure that you have good assets, good audiences, and good data feeding into it, and it will outperform anything you can build yourself. Trust me, I've tried. And the latest update to it that's come out in the last couple months that has really made a significant difference is being able to layer audience targeting. When Advantage Plus first came out, yes, you could upload some first-party data that would take it into account, but now you can build your exact target demographic and feed that data in, including things like ages or ages they like, household incomes, all those types of things. You can now break that out and build that out within Advantage Plus. Now, standard Advantage Plus, you do have basic levels of reporting, but with the audience targeting, they have added in a couple new breakdowns that will allow you to see how a specific audience segment is performing, how specific assets are performing, products and things like that. Gives you that a lot more of that direct control. Now Facebook, because we're not talking the absolute bottom of the funnel like we are with Microsoft and Google, where they type something in they want, with Facebook, it's more about following that user, being there for the moment that the impulse strikes, right? Typically higher ticket items don't perform as well on social media platforms like Meta. That's definitely something more you want to do on Google and Microsoft. But if you're in clothing or something like that, you absolutely want to prey on that instant, impulse buy. And the best place to do that is going to be through Facebook. Make sure you upload that audience data, upload that product data, combine the other things we've talked about, performance there is going to be great for you. All right, so we'll wrap this up with some key takeaways, essentially wrapping all of the things that we've talked to together. That's what a day in the life of a PPC manager is for e-commerce. We optimize product data, we optimize product titles, we go beyond the website visitors, we try and get as much first-party data as possible. We lean into that automation because it is way too much nowadays to build and manage those things on your own. And, you know, as we had said before, your assets are just as important. Your images, your videos, things like that, it all factors in. So you bundle all this together, what you end up with is actually a pretty strong e-commerce campaign that most people aren't going to be able to really audit or tell you anything about. So we're going to take a quick break here, and we're going to regroup in a couple minutes with some live audits. If you guys have any questions, we'll also be doing the Q&A at that point, so please feel free to hang around, grab some refreshments upstairs, hand it back over to them.
Yeah, thanks again.